Hello there, everybody. It's Jen Ferguson with Artistic Painting Studio, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We have a great project for you today. We are going to be transforming a steering wheel cover. So you don't have to be totally committed to doing your own steering wheel, but you can do a cover for your car. So come join me for this fun project. Let's get started on this fun project, you guys. I ordered this steering wheel cover off of Amazon and just made sure it would fit the size of steering wheel my car had, okay? And I'm just using a couple of paint cans to keep the steering wheel cover up. And it took me a while to figure out how I was gonna work on this. I have a round, okay? This is one of those rounds that we make for signs and door hangers. And I put it in here and it fit almost perfectly. And then I used the foam that came with the steering wheel cover to keep it in shape, and it's holding it up, okay, which I think is going to work super good. And that way I can flip it over and work on the other side as well. Now I just got to figure out if I can flip this without touching it, which I believe I can. Okay, just a little tricky. The first thing that we are going to do is use some isopropyl alcohol, which is going to clean the leather. So I put it in a spray bottle. Okay, this is the same stuff. I just have it in a spray bottle. And we are going to go ahead and just make sure we clean off this cover really well. And try to make sure that we don't have any handprints or anything else on it. I'm going to get a fresh piece of paper towel here to keep cleaning this off. This will be the only prep that we're going to do, is just clean off the leather with rubbing alcohol, and we will go straight on with our foil adhesive. I'm just going to make sure that I've hit all the way around. We don't want to miss anything. Make sure there's no fuzzies left behind. We're going to flip it over and just double check the other side as well. So don't skimp on your prep. Make sure you take the time to clean your surface. Now, if you're going to get gutsy and do this on your steering wheel in your car, same process. You will clean off that leather and then make sure it's nice and dry. I am going to grab a piece of cheesecloth, which normally doesn't have any lint that it'll leave behind, and just double check that this is really nice and clean and good to go. Okay, once your surface is completely clean, we are now going to go grab our favorite stuff. Okay, we have our Artsyville Embellishments foil adhesive, and we're going to put some out on a sticky plate and apply this to the entire surface. So I'm just going to grab some out of my bucket, put it on that plate. That way you're not working out of your bucket and letting things get dry. It's best to always try to keep the lid on. And I think I'm going to set it right there and just start. I might actually cut back. I'm going to trim this piece a little bit so it gets under there better. There we go. That's going to be more cooperative, okay? And then I'm going to get that foil adhesive right up against that edge. and then just apply 100% coverage. Now we are able to flip this over, but I'm going to try and go as far down the side as I can see and then flip it to finish on the other side. And I am going to try really hard, okay, to keep my hands off of the leather. And this is, I believe, leather. Okay, I tried to check on my previous order. I'm almost positive this is leather. I don't know if you can buy these in pleather as well, but your process should still be the same. I do believe this is real leather. And it wasn't that expensive. I want to say maybe $35 or $45, which I didn't think was a bad investment to have a fancy steering wheel cover. All your friends are definitely going to be envious of you. You get that one side done, just grab it, flip it over, and start again. Finishing out, making sure that the adhesive is on all parts. No foil adhesive, no transfer. So make sure you have 100% coverage. Okay, I'm just critiquing, trying to make sure I've got 100% coverage everywhere, smooth out some of my brush strokes, and then we're going to be super good about allowing this to set up and dry overnight. We want to get the best foil release. We want our adhesive to be completely dry to a nice, firm, hard tack. So don't try to rush, give it that dry time. Okay, I was super patient. I allowed my foil adhesive to dry overnight. And since this has dried overnight, it has gotten to what we call a good, firm, hard tack, okay? And I'm just double checking to see that it's not stuck to the foam, which is good, but the foam is super sticky, so my foil is going to transfer there as well. I picked one that I knew is just going to be all about Jen, okay? And we are going to use the Wild Leopard Spots small, okay? I love this print, and I think it's just going to be easiest for me to cut some pieces that are going to be wide enough to wrap all the way around the edge. And I'm probably cutting them too big, but that's okay. And hopefully I grabbed enough foil so that I can make it all the way around here. Okay, so we are just going to take this beautiful stuff and I'm going to try and see if it's wrapping to the other side. And no matter what, we're going to end up with wrinkles and crinkles, okay? We're working round this direction and that direction, so we got a lot of different directions that we're working with. And I'm just going to scrub. And I think it's going to be easiest maybe just to do the flip and try to get this whole section done at one time. And let's see how we're coming out. Okay, we're going to have to scrub a little more. Okay, let's get, I want to grab one more can. I've got a collection of cans underneath here to keep this level. But I do need to be able to put a little bit more pressure on here. How fun is this going to be? Oh my gosh, you guys, look how fun that is going to be. Now, my biggest suggestion is as you're going around, do the top section first, okay? Put the foil on the top section because this is the side we're going to see. The other side is going to be back, and that way you're going to have your smoothest application on the top, and more of your wrinkles will be down towards the bottom as it wraps around. So just a great little hint there. Okay, we've got our last little section to finish up. And we will be all foiled. Now, this has been a super fun project and one so long coming. I've been wanting to do this for a long time after we did Amber's steering wheel. But this is great. You don't have to be committed. You don't have to feel like you're doing anything weird or unreversible to your car. You can make multiple steering wheel covers so everybody in your family can have something different and something super cool. You can change them out. It's going to be so fun. So we've actually bought a few of these. Ashley is going to be next. She has to decide what she's going to want on hers. And we're just about done with the transferring part. I've kind of felt that I like rubbing the top of the steering wheel, the side that we're going to see, and then flipping to the bottom, working on that edge, and then coming back and doing the final release on the top. And I feel like I've gotten the least amount of wrinkles, at least, on the top section. Ta-da, you guys, look how fun that is going to be. I'm telling you, custom here, okay? So the next thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna clear coat this, and we're gonna clear coat it with a couple of products. First of all, we're gonna put Final Coat on, because Final Coat is safe for our foils. We don't have to worry about doing anything weird, harming them, or anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and pour out some of the Final Coat so I can get a coat of this on here. And then once I get on here, probably 2 coats of the Final Coat, just to make sure that I've got really good coverage. We will then switch up our product, and we are going to put a second product over the top of this. And because we need exterior rated top coat that has UV protection. So you definitely want to use Final Coat first, because so many of the so many of the top coats can be a little too rough for the foils. So make sure you use Final Coat first. And this goes on as a super thin layer. So I'm just trying to get it brushed out. Make sure I take that plate off there before I flip this over. And then we'll put on the coat on the other side. Once my 2 coats dry, I am going to use, Okay, it's underneath. So let me get this on here so I can grab it again. Let's get that up from underneath. I was using it as part of my stand, okay? Let the final coat dry. 2 layers, guys, put 2 layers on, and then come back and use the Master Clear Supreme. This product is exterior rated, has UV protection, and you can decide if you want to use gloss, satin, whatever sheen you want. I'm probably going to go grab the satin and not make this super shiny, and put a couple of coats of the Master Clear over the top. If by chance you ever start to see any wearing on this project, you can definitely take your steering wheel cover off of your steering wheel and come back to your crafting area and put another coat on. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. All the details of this video and all the links to find everything will be in the comments below. And thank you guys for hanging out. Appreciate you being here.